Am I the asshole for not giving my sister my prom photos? My sister, F42, recently asked me, F36, for my prom photos. I kindly told her no. Her husband told me she wanted to use them for a godly life photo album to give to her kids. Hang on, segue. I'm going to look up what the fuck that means. Faith photo books. Oh. Oh, it's worse. Oh, it got infinitely worse. Godly life photo album to give to her kids. The idea was given by her children's school to promote God to kids. The fact that that's how you word it, promote God to kids. Hey, listen, I live in the fucking Bible Belt and I have big feelings about religion and specifically Christianity and how it is portrayed and given to children. Enough of all of that. Hang on. This post is making me furious in so many different ways already. My God. Anyway, promote God to kids and wanted to use my photos as an example. And wanted to use my photos as an example for sin. In my prom pictures, I am visibly a little intoxicated. After I said no to her little album, she told me I was being unreasonable and that I should give them to her so some good comes out of my sinning on that night. I don't want my nieces and nephews to see me that way, and I'm pretty sure she would show that album to all the moms she knows. We have a lot of mutual friends that are very judgy. She said she isn't talking to me until I give them to her. Am I the asshole? I'm gonna hold my relationship with you hostage until you do what I want. This is like the epitome of a Midwestern suburban Christian mom. Edit. I thought that I was maybe overreacting and that she really wanted to help her kids understand sin and that maybe the humiliation could be worth it in the long run. Oh my God. That makes me so sad for you. I just want to give OP a hug now and just be like, no, you're fine. Kids do silly shit, okay? You are not the only person to have ever gone to your prom, Schwasty. You are not the only person to ever have underage drank. Where in the Bible does it say you should absolutely judge every single person for all of their misdeeds? Oh, wait, it says the fucking opposite of that. It's not your fucking place? Shut the fuck up! Anyway, I'm one sentence into this edit, and I'm so angry. I'm so mad right now. Anyway, now, when I'm reading these comments, I realize that she's definitely a piece of work, and those pictures should have definitely not been her priority in our relationship. T, exactly. She is prioritizing you handing over these embarrassing pictures of you over your own relationship. She doesn't give a fuck about you. She wants to use you as a bad example. She wants to take you and use it as an example of what not to be. She wants to publicly shame you, is what she wants to do. She wants to prove that she's better than you. Now, I know that the only thing those pictures in that album could have done is ruin relationships with my friends and family, but also make my nieces and nephews feel bad and unworthy if they did something similar. Honestly, no amount of books and prayers can make you not sin. The only thing that matters is that you learn from an experience. I truly thank everyone in the comments of this post that helped me really realize this. We got some spicy ones. We got some spice. We got some fucking spice. Are you ready? Am I the asshole for saying my wife will have to quit her job if we get booted from another daycare? It's a hard dicky, Willow. I sense asshole capitalism, as it was, as it shall be. All right, here we go. My wife and I have a 3-year-old daughter, Alexis. Both of us work, and Alexis has attended daycare since she was 1. In the 2 years since, we have been asked to leave 2 programs because my wife is a micromanager. I admit both of us went into the first program not really understanding daycare. I quickly learned that they can't provide personalized care, and after learning from her teachers, I reset my expectations. My wife, however, has a lot of anxiety and worries about our daughter. She hates when she gets even a little upset. She is in therapy and is working on it. Hell yeah! Okay. We stand therapy, and in an Am I the Asshole post? First program, my wife would constantly watch the live feed and call the daycare multiple times a day. We had several talks about it, and the school talked to us twice. My wife ended up screaming at one of the teachers and then the director. We were terminated immediately. Second daycare was a little better because my wife began therapy, but my wife was still so nervous and had a complaint every single day. These were not important things. Small things like she saw another child, took a toy from Alexis, and she would cry. The teacher would give the toy back to Alexis, but my wife didn't understand why the other child wasn't punished for it. Okay. This daycare didn't kick us out, but we did eventually suggest that this may not be the best program for us. My wife and I decided to pull Alexis out. My wife because of her anxiety, myself because I knew my wife had burned bridges and was becoming one of those moms. We chose a smaller home daycare this time as we couldn't afford another center. The woman who owns it is very nice but also firm. She stands by her boundaries and won't let my wife break any rules, whereas the centers were definitely more accommodating. My wife would take any inch she got. This time, she doesn't get that opportunity. I thought all was well as the owner only speaks to my wife for the most part. Then, I get put in a group text saying my wife has been bombarding the owner with texts every day, despite the owner saying she will text her at lunch when things are settled. She said at this point, she will only be responding at specific times of the day, not looking the rest. The owner then added several pages of the contract with passages highlighted, reminding us of certain policies my wife had violated. I was pissed. When Alexis went to bed that night, my wife and I talked. I said this was our last option for daycare. The other centers are too expensive, and this was the only home daycare in the area that we like. A nanny is not in our budget. My wife made a million excuses, including that it's not her fault she's anxious. I said if we are asked to leave this program too, my wife will be the one quitting her job to watch Alexis, not me. This upset my wife. I pointed out I've spoken to her kindly about this plenty of times. I encourage her to keep up her therapy, but she can't keep getting us kicked out of programs. My wife is now not speaking to me. Am I the asshole? Edit. I cannot be the primary contact for daycare due to not being able to have my phone on me at work. I don't understand these fucking workplaces that are like, oh, you can't have your phone on you at all, ever. I'm like, quit fucking micromanaging your employees. Fucking stop. Capitalism is the asshole here, as always. However, she's a hover parent, just a bingle, yeah. Fuck these jobs. This is the second one I've read where they're like, oh, my work doesn't allow me to have my phone. And I'm like, they're your job, not your fucking parents. They can't take your phone away. You're not a child. You are an adult. Like, I can see if it's a problem if people are on their phone constantly and not getting work done, but like that's a conversation you should have with a person. I've worked in factories where we couldn't have jewelry on us. There are some jobs where phones are not allowed on your person for good reason. Fair. First comment here for this one, not the asshole, to keep it 100% honest with you. 20 years down the line, your daughter's going to hate your wife, and there's a high chance she will not be a part of your lives. Your wife is the exact definition of a toxic helicopter parent. She's going to not only ruin your life, already in the process, your daughter's life in the future, and her own life. God damn. God damn. Fucking coming for the jugular immediately. They're probably right, but like, god damn. I want some hole. Give me some asshole. Chat, give me a keyword. The weirder, the better. We're gonna look up am I the asshole posts based on keywords. Ferrets, horticulture, sweet corn, spicy, milk. I don't want to. No, I'm not. Cuck chair? What? Copulate? I want to try ferrets and see what we get. This person deleted their account, so am I the asshole for getting ferrets against my roommate's 22F wishes? How are we split? Ooh, 39% say yes, the asshole. 61 says not the asshole. I, 22F, live with my friend from college to save money. We usually have gotten along pretty well. I've mentioned to her before that I was possibly thinking about getting ferrets. We had some when I was little and I wanted them again. She sort of begged me not to because she said they smell god awful and she can't stand it. I have almost no sense of smell, so it wouldn't matter much to me. But I said if it meant that much to her, I could wait until we had our own places to live. She has a cat, and recently she hasn't been as consistent with litter box cleaning as she was in the past. I have no sense of smell, but I'm going to use this as an excuse to get ferrets anyway. And I'm so quirky. No, you're a fucking asshole. I get she's been super busy and 90% of the time she does fine, but a couple times she went too long and the cat did its business in the living room, which grosses me out. The second time it happened, I got a bit upset and she apologized and said she'd try to do better. She asked if I could help clean the box if she did forget and that it'd be a lot easier for me without much of sense of smell, but I refused since it's her pet. How? We searched ferrets and we got the most entitled, hypocritical roommate you could possibly have. What the fuck? You typed this with your whole ass chest! When it happened again a month later, I told her that if it happened again, I'd be getting pet ferrets. That... Not as like a punishment. Oh, it's not a punishment. It's not a punishment. They just begged me to not do it because they smell really, really bad and she can't stand it, but I have no sense of smell, so it doesn't bother me at all. So I'm going to use that as leverage to try and make them not clean up so they clean up after their cat, actually. So it's not a punishment. It's not a punishment. I swear, it's not a punishment. Anyway, not as like a punishment, but I'm not going to go out of my way to keep the apartment free from pet smells or whatever if she's showing it's not really a priority for her. She got upset but said she'd do better. She did, but 2 months later, it happened again. I didn't give her a warning. When she was out of town one weekend, I bought 4 pet ferrets. 4 ferrets! When she got back, she was practically crying that the stench was overwhelming and everything stinks, and begged me to get rid of them. I said, no, sorry, I warned you that the consequences would be, and I'm not... Consequences?! It's not a punishment because I'm not calling it a punishment, but these are the consequences of your actions. But it's not a punishment. It's not a punishment. It's not a punishment. I warned you what the consequences would be, and I'm not going to abandon them now. I figured she'd get used to the smell anyway, but it's been a week, and she's still pretty upset, saying I don't understand how nauseating it is since I can't smell, and this punishment is totally disproportional to any grossness her cat could ever produce, etc. Am I the asshole? Being evicted is okay because of the smell. Exactly. You wanna see the fucking TLDR she put at the bottom? Are you fucking ready for this? Told friend I'd honor her request to keep apartment smelling nice by not getting ferrets, but she wasn't super tidy with her cat, so I bought them anyways. You have typed this out several times, and not in any point did you realize at any time that you're a fucking asshole. You still had to go with your whole chest, be like, yeah, I'm gonna put this up on the internet. I think I'm in the right here. Jesus Christ. Anyway, that's the ferrets post. Upgrades, people, upgrades. We're gonna try to look more professional, more sleek, more crisp, more suck, more blow, more
Nut.
more nut, and definitely more. Yeah, definitely professional grade hole.